Om Shanti. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of August 2023. On this Tuesday morning, let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, the Father has come into this gathering of the Iron Age. This is a huge gathering. In this gathering, you moths sacrifice yourselves to the flame and become pure. Essence once again. Sweet children, the Father has come into this gathering of the Iron Age. This is a huge gathering. In this gathering, you moths sacrifice yourselves to the flame and become pure. Today's question: what is the reason why, even now, the efforts of some children are as slow as an ant? In answer, Baba says, some children have the habit of sulking. They sulk with the father and stop studying. Then Maya catches hold of them by their nose or ears. This is why there is no progress in their efforts. It remains as slow as an ant. You children should have interest in becoming a Murlidhar. Baba says Murlidhar is one who relates the Murli. You have to listen to it and relate it to others. You have to show the results. The children who miss the Murli and have no value for the study can never become fortunate. Today's song is The Flame Has Ignited in the Gathering of the Moths. Om Shanti. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, is also called the flame. So what is Baba called? The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, is also called the flame. Baba says many names have been given to him, and so people have thereby become confused. Souls too are images of light. You are now becoming constantly ignited lights. The flame has come into this huge gathering. This gathering is very large. Some come and belong to the Father. They belong to the Father and sacrifice themselves while alive. Once you renounce body consciousness, you are dead to the world, and the world is dead for you. Who are you? Souls. When souls leave their bodies, it is as though the whole world is dead for them. The Father now tells you, consider yourselves to be souls. We belong to the Father. You have to end your awareness of bodies. When people die, they forget everything, including their bodies. If they have left their bodies, all their connections are broken. Connections only exist while having a body. You remain bodiless even while in a body because your connection is now with the Father. So what is so special about us? Baba says, you remain bodiless even while in a body because your connection is now with the Father. The Father has also adopted a body in order to teach you Raj Yoga. He has come into this gathering. Among you, a few understand this fully, some partially, and some don't understand at all. The Father says, I have come into this creation. Only human beings will understand these things. The people of Bharat do know about the birthday of Shiva. Shiva is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the Father of all souls. He definitely comes because there are temples to Shiva. Many temples have also been built to him. Just as there was only one Christ and countless physical images of him have been created as memorials to him, so those are the temples to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the one called the Purifier. This is now a gathering in the impure world, and there will then be a gathering in the pure world. He does not come into the pure world. Who does not come? The Supreme Soul. He does not come into the pure world. The gathering in the pure world will be a very small and happy one. That is why there is no need for him to come there. He has to come into a large gathering. He is called the Purifier. This is an impure world, and there will then also be a pure world. There would surely be fewer people in that new world. You children do true service, number-wise, according to the efforts you make. The proof of true service also becomes apparent. So, the Father has come into this gathering. He is the purifier of the impure. It is said, charity begins at home. Bharat is the eternal birthplace of the eternal Father. People have forgotten when Shiv Baba came. He is called the purifier and he enters an impure body. His praise is so great. Salutations to Shiva. Your praise is also limitless. How does he establish heaven? The heaven that is given limitless praise. Only you children know this, and you are making effort to go to such a paradise. However, Baba says your efforts seem to be very cold and at the pace of an ant. Maya continues to catch hold of some of them by their noses and some by their ears. She doesn't leave anyone alone. You do realize that you should remember Shiv Baba constantly, just as a wife remembers her husband. This Baba is the husband of all husbands. So what is Shiv Baba? He is the husband of all husbands, and Baba says you do realize that you should remember Shiv Baba constantly, just as a wife remembers her husband. This Baba is the husband of all husbands, so you should remember such a Baba so much. You should praise such a Baba so much. People sing so much praise of Shiv Baba in songs. Your praise is limitless. Why is so much praise sung of him? There must be a reason for this. You know that the Father alone is the one who makes Bharat into heaven. He makes Bharat so elevated. Ravan then makes it degraded. The Father comes and makes you so happy. He makes hell into heaven. Baba says Ravan then makes the Bharat degraded. The Father comes and makes you happy. He makes hell into heaven. No one knows that Father. The whole world is impure. Although there is happiness, etc., in the Ashoka hotel, the hotel, Baba explains, is a hotel without sorrow. All of that is temporary. This world is like a mirage. The happiness here is not worth even a penny. There is nothing but sorrow. In the golden age, the king, queen, and subjects all remain very happy. Now, everyone is very unhappy. People take so many bribes. People commit so many sins. Bharat was a community of deities. You now know that the praise of Bharat was very great. People also sing praise of God. They remember him, but they do not know him. Oh, but since you speak of God, you should know his full name. His name is Shiva. All the praise belongs to him. People do not know his name, form, land, or time. They say that he doesn't have a name or form. They say that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, lives in the Supreme Abode. They even speak of his name, form, and land. But because of being body conscious, they do not remember him. Even if they do remember him, it is without understanding. They sing, "You are the mother and father." You can explain that they have physical mothers and fathers. So, which mother and father are they referring to in that song? Only you understand how the Father creates the world, how he creates the mouth-born children, and how he gives them their fortune of the kingdom. Only you know this, no one else knows it, but you are also number-wise in this. You understand that Shiv Baba comes and teaches you through the body of Brahma. There is such great praise of Shiv Baba alone. He teaches us Raj Yoga through Brahma and makes us into the masters of heaven. It is surely Saraswati and Brahma who will first become Lakshmi and Narayan. The world mother and the world father are sitting here. It is they who will become the masters of the world. There are also Kumars and Kumaris with them. The Dilwala temple has been built so beautifully. Those temples, etc., were built earlier. We are now able to compare ourselves with them because those temples are our complete memorials. What is Baba saying? The world mother and the world father are sitting here. It is they who will become the masters of the world. There are also Kumars and Kumaris with them. The Dilwala temple has been built so beautifully. Those temples were built earlier. We are now able to compare ourselves with them because those temples are our complete memorials. You should definitely keep the song Salutations to Shiva. You should keep 2 to 4 first class songs. This Baba tells you his experience. Although my heart wants to eat in remembrance of Baba, I forget. Who is this saying? Brahma Baba is saying this. That one says, I am beyond experiencing anything. It doesn't occur to him whether something is good or bad. The father says, I only come in order to make you children pure from impure because Ravan has conquered you. You now have to gain victory over him again. Ravan bankrupts you and makes you like shells. Bharat is now bankrupt and now I am making you solvent. What is Baba telling us? Ravan bankrupts you and makes you become like shells. Bharat is now bankrupt and I am now making you solvent. It is the intellects of human beings that become insolvent. So this song, Salutations to Shiva, is very good. His praise is number one. There is also the praise of Bharat. Bharat was wonderful. They also sing, Bharat was heaven and there were palaces of gold and diamonds there. So where did they go? How did Maya enter you? In the golden age, the religion and the actions of the deities were elevated. Maya, who inspires you to do corrupt things, doesn't exist there. What is Baba telling us? In the golden age, Maya, who inspires us to do corrupt things, doesn't exist there. Baba says you will reap your reward there for the efforts you make here. Let's hear that again. You will reap your rewards there for the efforts you make here. There is no question there of anything causing you sorrow and there is no need to commit sin. Here, people commit so many sins for the sake of money. There, you have a great deal of wealth. It is an unlimited kingdom. It is sung that Bharat was a land of divine kings. When there was the land of divine kings, the religion of the deities was elevated. The Father has come and is creating the elevated deity religion, that you are becoming elevated and that you mustn't do anything sinful. You should be afraid of committing sin. Baba says you should be afraid of committing sin. Maya catches hold of very good children by the nose and makes them commit sin. You know that the Father has now come into this gathering and that He creates the mouth-born children and makes them elevated. He definitely has to take a body on loan. He says, I enter an ordinary body. This one doesn't know about his own births. So I tell him. Who is Baba talking about? He is telling about Brahma Baba. This one doesn't know about his own births. So I tell him. I have given him the name Brahma. I only enter Brahma because I have to carry out establishment through Brahma. It is not that I enter a Buddhist, a Muslim or a Sikh. Baba is making it very clear. It is not that I enter a Buddhist, a Muslim or a Sikh. The Father says, I have to enter the body of one who was the Sun dynasty Sri Narayan at the beginning and I make him that again. He does not know about his own births. This is the path of knowledge. It is the Father who gives this knowledge. There will then be no trace or mention of the path of devotion. It is said, the path of knowledge and the path of devotion. For half a cycle, there is devotional activity and for half a cycle, there is the activity of knowledge. It is also fixed in the drama for everyone to become impure. What is Baba saying? For half a cycle, there is devotional activity and for half a cycle, there is the path of knowledge. There is the activity of knowledge. It is also fixed in the drama for everyone to become impure. Very good secrets are being revealed to you children. It is remembered that God comes and takes the devotees back with Him. They remember the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Baba, come and free us from the chains of Maya. Liberate us. He liberates all your friends and relatives. There, you souls will have divine mothers and fathers. You will become deities. All of you souls will also become pure. You souls are now impure and are becoming pure again. On the path of devotion, there are all sorts of images of those who have no occupation. What is Baba saying? On the path of devotion, there are all sorts of images of those who have no occupation. It is as though they worship dolls. I am neither a male doll nor a female doll. I am incorporeal anyway. Human beings are male and female dolls. I do not become that. I am known as the incorporeal one. You male and female dolls are very unhappy now. When you were in paradise, you were very happy. The praise of that happiness is limitless. But some children repeatedly forget this and start sulking. Many of you Brahmins also sulk. By sulking, you abandon your inheritance. Let's hear that again. Baba says, by sulking, you abandon your inheritance. But you have to claim your inheritance from the Father. This study is that of the imperishable jewels of knowledge. Baba has explained this very clearly. If you cannot go to a center, you can at least ask for the Murlis to be sent to you and read them. There is no harm in that. However, you have to make effort to do service and give the proof of it. If there is no proof of your service, what would be achieved by sending you Murlis? Murlis are studied for knowledge to be imbibed. Let's hear that again. Murlis are studied for knowledge to be imbibed. If you listen to it through one ear and let it out of the other, what can be done? Some do not even remember Baba. When anyone commits a sin, the intellect becomes locked. The Father doesn't do anything. The Father simply explains, you have to become very sweet. You must not cause sorrow for anyone. At the end, you children will become very sweet like the Father. However, you have to make effort. Ask your heart, do I bother anyone? Is anyone upset with me? Those outside will become very upset. You, the decoration of the Brahmin clan, definitely have to listen to a Murli every day. Let's hear that again. You, the decoration of the Brahmin clan, definitely have to listen to a Murli every day. If you do not listen to a Murli, how would you imbibe it? If you do not listen to the Murlis, you are considered to be unfortunate. Baba says you should never stop listening to the Murlis. Brahmin teachers also receive Shiv Baba's Murlis, and so you have to stay in connection with them. You can receive Murlis directly, but you also have to make others similar to yourselves and give the proof of that. Continue to remember the Father and continue to remind others of the Father. What is Baba saying? Continue to remember the Father and continue to remind others of the Father. Give your news to the Father so that He knows. Otherwise, how could it be known that you are doing the Father's service? Proof of your service is definitely needed. You have to have an interest in becoming a Murlidhar. Baba says proof of your service is definitely needed. You need to have an interest in becoming a Murlidhar. The tape recorders also become Murlidhars. They are able to relate the Murli accurately. You cannot do that. So what should you do? In order to benefit others, you could give them a tape recording machine. If many people listen to the tape recorder, the one who gave it will receive a lot of fruit. What is Baba saying? If many people listen to the tape recorder, the one who gave it will receive a lot of fruit. However, only those who understand the significance of this will buy one and give it to them. You can claim a royal status by listening to the Murlis. Would you become the masters of heaven by listening to the lectures of others? You would not be able to become deities from ordinary human beings. By your giving the first class donation, many receive benefit for 21 births. What is Baba saying? By your giving this first class donation, many can receive benefit for 21 births. To purchase a tape recorder and donate it, or to purchase a building and donate it is very good service. It is the children who would sit and do service. The building would remain yours, but you would receive the fruit of its use. In return for that, you will receive huge palaces there. The time will come when you children will be offered many buildings and people will continually bow down at your feet. What is Baba saying? If we donate a building, the building would remain yours, but you will receive the fruit of its use. In return for that, you will receive huge palaces there, meaning in Satyug. The time will come when you children will be offered many buildings and people will continually bow down at your feet. What would we do with those buildings then? We simply want to do service. Why should we accept a building and then have to spend money on it? This businessman is clever. He is such a sensible businessman. Meaning Shiv Baba. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, you lucky stars of knowledge. Love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we the spiritual children say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, while remaining in your body, break your connections with everyone and make effort to become bodiless. Make your intellect forget everything of the world. Second point, make effort and give proof of your service. Listen to the Murlis and also study them so that you can imbibe it. You mustn't allow it to go in one ear and out of the other. Today's blessing, may you become an embodiment of success by transforming your nature with the natural practice of paying attention. Blessing once again on this Tuesday morning. May you become an embodiment of success by transforming your nature with the natural practice of paying attention. Baba explains, the original nature of all of you is to pay attention. When you know how to pay attention, then what is the big deal in paying attention? So now have no tension in paying attention, but let there be natural attention paid. Each soul has the natural practice of being detached. The soul was detached, is detached, and will remain detached. Just as you have made it firm to come into sound, in the same way, let the practice of going beyond sound and being detached be just as natural. Then, with your powerful vibrations of being detached, you will easily achieve success in the service you do, and this natural practice will change your nature. Finally, the slogan for today, take the precaution of doing the exercise of being bodiless and be careful with any food of waste thoughts, and you will then remain ever healthy. In today's slogan, Baba is telling us how to remain healthy in our mind. Baba says, take the precaution of doing the exercise of being bodiless and be careful with any food of waste thoughts, and you will then remain ever healthy. Acha, Om Shanti.